Hi everyone, new video. So what I'm trying to do today is put this magnetic racing billboard together. So the issue that I've had is that I tried to paint all of the different pieces individually. So I've painted that different colour to the back, and I've done the supports as well. But what's happened is the super glue failed on the back here, and it's actually taken some of the paint off, which isn't ideal. So I need to restick that back on. I'm also having issues getting the supports into the holes. So I think the main issue is that the paint's quite thick and it's a tight tolerance, and it's very stiff to get in. So what I'm going to do is actually take the paint off, scrape the paint off and try and get these in. That's kind of, before what I've done is I've actually assembled it, glued it all together and painted it all. As one piece. I think the advantage of that is everything's together and in quite tight. However, it's tricky without putting masking tape to do the rest of the pieces without getting paint onto the second layer. So yeah, there's different ways to do it. I did try a different way and I tried to paint everything individually. It has the potential to look really good, however it can be harder doing it like that. So just going to scrape the paint back off, take it back down to wood. The paint that I'm using is quite thick, and I think that's what I'm having. Those are the issues that I'm having. So with it being so thick, it hasn't given it a lot of room, because as magnetic racing say, everything's quite tight already before adding paint. So adding a layer of paint is going to mean that actually sometimes it won't fit. You might need to sand it down. So I have got some sandpaper as well, and I might give it a quick sand before. I'm just quickly trying to scrape the paint off, and that will allow it to fit in a bit better. But I don't want to take the paint off the main bit, the upright. Now actually I think this paint's quite good. It's not the best paint to use. I know people don't like acrylic paints, but I quite like them. The downside with acrylic is it is quite thick, and it does take a long time to dry if you put a decent layer of paint on, and it is prone to being damaged as well. So that's kind of the downside to using acrylic paints, but they're cheap. You get a lot of acrylic paint for not much money, versus kind of you high level model paints that, yeah, they're good, but they cost a lot of money. So I'm trying to do this on a relative budget while still trying to get it to look like fairly good. So I'll just have another look at that, see if that's improved the fit. Does seem to be going in a bit easier. Yeah, that's better. It's definitely better, but it could do with a bit more of an improvement. So I am going to sand that down. So those are kind of the issues that I've been having with this build. Haven't had any other issues with any of the other builds. It's just when I've tried to do it a little bit differently. I think if you're aware of the issues, as in the tolerances for fitting, then I don't think you're going to have many issues. But it is kind of like you try a different technique, it's very, very different, and yeah, it's all about trial and error. So this is the magnetic racing billboard, two-tone on the back, so the red and the grey, with the grey supports. I did actually, I don't know where it's gone, but I've lost one of the other feet, so I do need to paint these up and make sure I don't lose these, because otherwise I won't be able to make it stand up. So yeah, those are the issues that I ran into doing it differently, doing it a way that was suggested by magnetic racing to get an effect, that clear kind of like one colour over another colour, and it hasn't worked out as I was expecting, but you learn, and next time I know that I need to potentially either sand the parts down a bit more if I am going to get some paint on them, or don't paint those lugs and leave the paint off the lugs so it fits. Yeah, so I'm sure that I can bring it back. It might just need a bit of a touch up on the bits that where the paint's come off, but I should be able to do that without it going onto the other parts. So I'm not going to glue it now on video. I'm going to come back and I'll give you some thoughts on kind of like the kit, and yeah, and show you the finished product. Okay, see you later.